Last year, a small nonprofit spent nearly 3 weeks preparing a grant proposal. They gathered data, wrote program descriptions, built a budget, and submitted the application just hours before the deadline. 2 months later, they received the response: a single email. "Thank you for applying. Unfortunately, your proposal was not selected." And the truth is, their proposal never really had a chance. Meet Daniel Carter, the program director of a nonprofit called Riverbend Youth Initiative. Riverbend runs after-school mentoring programs for middle school students in rural communities. The organization is small, just 5 staff members, and like many nonprofits, they rely heavily on grants to fund their programs.
We found a foundation offering a $50,000 youth development grant. It looked perfect for us, so we spent weeks writing the proposal.
But after the rejection, Daniel discovered something surprising. The foundation primarily funded urban school districts, not rural programs like Riverbend's. In other words, the organization spent weeks applying for a grant that was never truly aligned with their work. Situations like this are more common than many nonprofits realize. Grant funding is highly competitive. Research cited in recent grant industry reports suggests that only about 1 in 10 grant proposals may be approved, meaning the majority are rejected. Even among foundations specifically, success rates often fall between 15% and 30% of applicants, depending on the funder and program. This means that many nonprofit teams invest dozens of hours preparing proposals that ultimately go unfunded. But the real issue is not just competition, it's misalignment. Many rejected proposals fail because the organization and the funder simply are not the right match. Foundations typically prioritize very specific factors when deciding who receives funding. Research from nonprofit funding surveys shows that program impact and alignment with the funder's priorities are among the most important decision criteria. If a nonprofit's mission, location, or program type does not match those priorities, the proposal may be declined, even if the program itself is strong. Before writing a proposal, experienced grant professionals often ask a simple question: is this grant actually a good fit for our organization? Answering that question early can save time, resources, and staff energy. In fact, some grant advisors recommend spending a few minutes reviewing key indicators of alignment before beginning a full application. Here are 3 signals that can help nonprofits quickly evaluate whether a grant opportunity is worth pursuing. First, mission alignment. Does the funder clearly support programs like yours? Review their funding priorities and recent grants. If your program type rarely appears, the match may be weak. Second, geographic eligibility. Many foundations fund organizations only in specific states, cities, or regions. If your nonprofit operates outside that geography, the proposal may not even be considered. Third, past grantees. One of the most reliable clues is a funder's previous recipients. If organizations similar to yours have received funding before, that's often a positive sign. After their rejection, Daniel and the team at Riverbend Youth Initiative changed their approach. Instead of writing proposals immediately, they started reviewing funder priorities and past grants first. Within a few months, they applied to fewer opportunities, but better matched ones. And eventually, they secured funding for their mentoring program. The lesson is simple. Winning grants isn't just about writing strong proposals, it's about applying to the right opportunities in the first place. Before your nonprofit spends weeks writing the next grant application, take a few minutes to ask, is this grant truly a good fit? Because sometimes, the most important step in grant writing is deciding which grants not to pursue. In the next episode, 5 signs a grant is not a good fit for your nonprofit.